Let's take a look at how to explode an assembly back into its individual parts. So start by coming out to your class files, assembly. Down at the bottom here you'll see valve done. So not valve, but valve done. To ball valve, and if it doesn't look like that, if it looks like just in a list, just right at the top, it's going to be ball valve. Double click on the ball valve. And once the file's opened, come over to Tools. And if you've got a big computer, I think this would expand, but right now if it's on a smaller screen, it gets compressed. So I'm going to come over here to Environments, pull down on the Environments and come to ERA, and that stands for Explode, Render, Animate. Now what I'd like to do is come up to Auto Explode, click on that. I'm just going to take the defaults, green check mark, and explode. Finish. So there the part is exploded. Now if you'd like to reposition certain parts, you could come up to Reposition, and let's say I'd like this above the other piece. So I'll select the part, click on another part to place the part next to. So I'll come up here to the top of this screw, click on the screw, and then click on the arrow and say put it above that. Now the spacing needs to be fixed. So I come up to drag component, identify on the component, accept, and the green arrow, just pull that up. Now say I'd like to pull this piece out from the valve here. So I identify that and try to drag component, but it highlights the whole thing. But I only just want the handle and it won't do that. So let's see what's happening there. If I come over here to the side, this is what's called a subassembly. So in the ball valve assembly, there's something called a subassembly. And that means this got put together separate. So I could come down here and expand on that and look at the subassembly right there under handle and ball. And so how do I just get this apart? Well, I could come back to Auto Explode, and this time I want the subassembly. So I'll click on the subassembly, green check mark, explode. And now that's exploded the subassembly. And then I could come back, identify the handle now, and drag that out if I wanted to. Just drag along the line. So I could move that out. And if you'd like to turn off the arrows, the flow lines, just come up here and turn those off. Just turn them back on. And if you'd like to just turn off the arrow heads, they're called terminators, flow line terminators. So I'll turn those off, turn them back on. There's an introduction to exploded assemblies.